Hello, and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy episode number 90 for the week of January 7th, 2013. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year again. I'm Ryan Higgins, who's with us this week.
Brock Sager.
Omar.
And Charlie.
What's going on, dudes?
Not too much.
No Toby this week. Toby may not be on for a few weeks. He's working on some projects. He said to give everyone his regards. Hopefully he'll be back in a few weeks. Maybe we'll snag Bryson here in the next week or two. Not a lot to talk about this week, but some interesting topics nonetheless. We got a bunch of our top sales charts for the year. So for the numbers nerds and all of us, I don't know if any of you guys... Does anyone else here actually read through the monthly sales chart stuff every month?
I read through a little bit of it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't pour over it and highlight shit and analyze crap, but I do get the general gist.
Yeah,
You get the general jizz?
Gist, not jizz.
Oh.
Well, it depends on what's on it.
Yeah. There you go.
I used to every month I would read on Comics Beat. Used to be the Beat at was it Publishers Weekly. They moved on to their own. I would always read their monthly sales chart info. It just got so bad, especially the DC one. Let me see if I can figure out who the writer is on this. DC sales.
Writer bashing. Dang.
No, it's blogger bashing, so it's appropriate.
Is it a female blogger?
No. Well, the lady.
Bashing them female bloggers.
No. The lady that runs the site, she's fine. But no, it's a guy. It's oh my god, Mark Oliver something. Yeah, Mark Oliver Frisch. This guy is the worst human being that's ever lived. So says I, DC fan. He's just the fucking snarkiest asshole, and oh my god, it makes me so mad every time I read that. So I just do not read his DC charts anymore, which is unfortunate because I thought the information provided within was interesting because it's kind of like a year-to-year look of sales of all these books. Unfortunately, the commentary made me want to murder. So there you go. So it's the worst. Don't ever read it. The Marvel one's good, though. The Marvel one, I believe, is fair and balanced.
It's amazing just how much makes you want to murder.
Dude, I am not kidding. If you go and look at the sales chart, the DC sales chart on comicsbeat.com, every DC one, the first comment's always time to get the popcorn, ready for the thread of people screaming that this guy's a colossal idiot and needs to stop doing it. Because he does it every month. Everyone's like, what is your problem? Why does this guy keep writing it? There's no consistency between a 1% drop, it is the end of the world and everything sucks, and it's just every comment is just internet snarky, terrible, and only
for DC stuff.
Only for DC.
So it's kind of like Bizarro blog. Yeah,
it's
podcast.
It's only it's only the DC stuff, so it drives me nuts. So it drives me totally crazy. The Marvel guy's fine. He's perfectly fine with all this stuff. I never had a problem with the Marvel guy.
So the Marvel guy should be doing the DC too?
He should do both because I think everything what he says is fair with what's going on with the series. For the DC one, I want to kill him. Anyway. We'll talk about other people we want to kill later. No, we don't want to kill anyone. We just really don't like stuff. But stuff we do like is questions that people send to us to read on the podcast. I swear, is tonight the night where no one realizes we close at 6 o'clock? I've had 3 people come to the door since we started recording. We're closed.
Your Clock King sign needs to be a little bit bigger.
Maybe it does.
I don't know, maybe light up.
Maybe it does. Closed.
Maybe
closed.
It needs to talk.
Yes.
All right.
Get to the questions.
TPBJ on Twitter, I'm assuming T stands for the, says he loves New 52 Wonder Woman. What are some other good runs and or graphic novels? And one of our regular followers actually chimed in talking about Greg Rucka's run, the Hikatea and Isla Gorgon being good selections, which is good. Greg Rucka's run on Wonder Woman's fantastic.
Yes.
Mostly, I think a lot of those are out of print now, which is unfortunate. But I'll have to check.
I read some of the Gail Simone stuff. It was good.
Her stuff was not as good as I wanted it to be, but I still really liked it. I was expecting this is good, but I think the Bat Family is where she she likes Wonder Woman, but Batgirl is her. That's her series, and Birds of Prey.
If TPBJ, if you dabbled in Blackest Night and didn't catch the little Wonder Woman mini that also had Rucka on it and partnered with Nicholas Scott, who was also a regular illustrator on Wonder Woman, but man, she just totally blew me away with just how incredibly she just did the darker world, and I can kind of see when she, I think, helped to fill in during Secret Six a little bit. She got some of that influence from what's that guy's name? He's awesome. Caliviar.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. But those 3 issues, maybe, or 4 issues, man, it was incredible. And it was pretty much just like Wonder Woman versus Mira. So highly recommend that.
Yep, that was a good arc. Yeah, I didn't read a lot. I read Wonder Woman on and off. I didn't read a ton of Wonder Woman until mainly Rucka came on. That was sort of, not introduction, but I didn't read much prior to that. I think your the most recent stuff. People crap on the Odyssey, but I actually thought it was okay. Which was J. Michael Straczynski's run prior to all this stuff. So I thought that was okay.
Yeah, it was readable, but by the end of it, I wasn't like, I need to get this in trade. It got my interest enough to read all 12 issues, and
it was interesting.
That was fine.
If he's really enjoying Wonder Woman right now, he should be picking up the crossover with Batwoman. That's been really good.
Yeah.
There
was get past the first issue.
Yeah.
There was a.
The last issue kind of sucked because it was just a filler issue talking about Batwoman's female cop lover. And it was okay, I guess. It's kind of like,
it was just a drop off because of how good the previous issue was with the whole Batwoman, Wonder Woman side of things. But
one of the classic Wonder Woman arcs that got collected recently is called The 12 Labors. It was actually in old DC comics, for some reason, before you join a team, the team makes you do ridiculous things to join this team.
It's called hazing.
Right, but most notably, Legion and the Superheroes and Superboy, Legion, those Legion guys, Legion of Superheroes, they would haze the hell out of Superboy in his whole comic. Yeah. And so, and all of the people of Smallville always turning on him and stuff. Oh, the guy's crazy. But there's one called the 12 Labors, which is each member of the Justice League kind of putting Wonder Woman through a task in order to let her join the team. It's supposed to be a pretty good story, so that might be a good one to check out if you're looking for any of the older stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoyed, again, going back on Rucka.
Yeah,
the OMAC crossover, that was sick.
Yeah, that was great.
When she took out fucking Maxwell Lord.
Yeah. If you want pure craziness, pick up some of the Golden Age stuff that they've collected in the Wonder Woman archives. That stuff is, I can't even describe how bizarre it is. Go look on go look on Scans Daily, or go look around on some of these sites to see if you can find some scans of some of it, because man, it is wacky stuff.
Is she running around with a shield and sword too?
Bondage.
No, it's all sorts of weird bondage stuff. There's all sorts of just weird kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, go look at them. They're very strange. All right, here's one from the Serial Kills. He asks, do you think DC has any fun books? It's something they are missing compared to Marvel, according to him. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that.
Well, what is his definition of fun? Is Deadpool and Wolverine and the X-Men a standard for fun?
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say there's...
I was actually...
What is the lightest?
Yeah, DC has, with the New 52, I don't want to say they've written themselves into kind of a weird corner, but by taking such a focus on continuity, they've kind of written themselves into a corner, I guess, which allow books like Deadpool and Wolverine and the X-Men to really not exist. Charlie thought of one.
Little Gotham.
Yeah, sure, okay, but that's not a New 52 title.
No, but it's a DC book that... I was actually thinking about this, because I had someone else over the weekend kind of be like, hey, New 52, how's that working for you these days? And while most of the books are still really good, I'm still enjoying a lot of them, my guess is we're going to see... Omar is scanning the shelves. He's looking for something. DC doesn't have a funny book. Let's put it that way.
Well, no, they're coming out with one. It's called Vibe, right?
They have fun books. It depends on your definition of fun, but funny or kind of lighthearted, no, they don't really have too many right now.
A lot of those have been cataloged under the kids' side of things, with Tiny Titans,
right? But something like
Superman Family Adventures.
But they've never really had a Deadpool or a Wolverine and the X-Men. They've had Lobo. They've had
Ambush Bug, but that was kind of just a joke.
Right,
that's
a
different than a joke.
Yeah, they've had Hitman, which is but the Hitman's extremely serious at times, despite being really over the top humorous at other times. So, I was actually thinking about this a bit though. I think by the end of this year,
maybe one more, but I think you're going to see DC start to loosen up that continuity a little bit. This is what happened after Crisis on Infinite Earths. It took them a few years, but eventually they sort of lightened it up a little bit. I think they had a firm grasp. Let's go in this direction. Now that we're in this direction, now we can start naturally expanding ideas and letting creators run free a little bit. I would not doubt that you'd see DC lighten up, not lighten up tone-wise, but lighten up their continuity in the next sometime this next calendar year. I think you'll see a little bit.
Phantom Lady and Dollman was a little humorous.
Yeah, I didn't read any of those.
That one was good. I liked that one. That had a little bit of humor to it.
I think that was it Power Girl and Huntress actually. It's it continues to be that book that we had pre New 52 that was like Superman Batman, where it could jump around a little bit. Yeah, sure, it's still kind of connected and to an extent with the whole Earth 2 and whatnot, but it's a book that it doesn't really continue too much. I mean, they do, but it's not strong enough. It's just kind of like a brainless book that you read, and it's like you enjoy the characters and their interactions, kind of like how Superman and Batman was. At least for me, I think.
Like, when is Power Girl going to get her top ripped off?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much every issue.
It's only happened like 3 times out of the last 6.
Let's see.
No, I think the better question for that is...
Fine. 4 out of the last 8.
I think it's more of along the lines of not necessarily a fun book, but more of like a ridiculous. Like, I think it's a level of ridiculousness.
I mean, Suicide Squad is fun, but maybe not quite the fun that we're thinking of.
Oh, Suicide Squad is
fun in a different
awesome
way.
in a different way. Yeah, but I don't think it's... I think you're looking for that kind of ridiculousness that like Deadpool has at times, and that Marvel, a couple of Marvel books have had over necessarily.
Yeah. But like I said, DC never really had that pre-New 52 either. They never really had a comedy book. I mean, again,
at least not every issue. I mean, they had
I'll tell you the fun
amount of specials.
I'll tell you the funniest book pre-New 52 was Gail Simone on Secret Six. That was
awesome.
In the most messed up, probably one of the most messed up books they published.
It was like demented,
but very funny.
I mean, between Deadshot, and Ragdoll,
and all the what's her face in the crate and all that. Like there was some screwed up stuff, but it was pretty funny, and I think that's as close as you got.
Yeah, well, there was also some good lighthearted issues of like the Booster Gold series too, where
Booster Gold I would say was the lightest of the heroes, but there was still some serious stuff in there. And when they brought Keith Giffen on, it definitely got funnier, but that's a Keith Giffen trait.
I'm just remembering when he got drunk with Jonah Hex.
Yeah, that was a good issue.
I think that with Booster Gold, though, it was more along the lines of kind of them revisiting, because the whole book initially was kind of revisiting these big stories in the DC timeline and seeing, kind of where things would go with that. But then when Keith Giffen took over and it was like the antics of Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, it was kind of like getting back to that Justice League International, I guess would be the most ridiculous DC book.
But that's 20 years ago, so they didn't have anything current.
Serial kills. If you want something fun, read Marvel's Daredevil, Mark Waid. I mean, Daredevil and Indestructible Hulk. Those 2 books are fun. Yeah. Not so much humorous fun, but they
digging
had
up your dead father. It's hilarious.
And the Spot, that was kind of crazy with all the heads. Had his head taken off and shit. But and then it again, just seeing Matt kind of back in his swaggy mode. He's having some problems with his boyfriend, but he's like hitting it every other issue with a different chick. Yeah, it's great.
Like for me, when I think of like current fun books, like obviously you have Deadpool and stuff, but I mean I always think of stuff like Chew and the Tick, and a lot of like indies are putting out some really fun
and Chew's pretty messed up.
Yeah,
I really like Banner being like this just total little whiny bitch. Like he's like fucking, oh, I want credit, I'm a fucking genius, and like Marie Hill's like, oh god, what's this guy? Maybe that's just in my head. You guys don't see that too?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
I kind of saw that whole thing as a little more strong-arming her.
Okay.
It's more the Indestructible Hulk. I tell people this when I'm talking about the book is it's Bruce Banner's finally kind of like, you know what? I'm tired of just trying to get rid of the Hulk. I want to do something good for once. But no one's going to hire him because of his alternate personality. So it's kind of like, all right, S.H.I.E.L.D., let me use your resources, and you can use my other personality and just point him and smash. which I mean he's done over the years. So now it's like Banner has a goal in mind. Now whether or not that goal is overall positive, we won't know. But now it's like, well, Banner has a goal, and Hulk is a weapon.
See, I see it a little differently in a sense. I kind of see it as he's always had control issues, which was part of the reason I'm trying to get rid of the Hulk. So now that he can't get rid of the Hulk and has accepted that, he's now trying to exert control over sort of everything else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think also somebody brought up the Hulk in the Avengers, how we saw Banner as kind of this very intelligent person trying to do something. Like that's the Banner that we've all kind of known. And, that's kind of what they're trying to get back to. Because in the first two Hulk films, we kind of got that, but we really didn't. Uh-huh. It was more of him focused on trying to, get rid of what's going on.
The classic story.
And that's the classic story. But I think that with evolving it now towards something else, I think this is a good evolution for, Banner. And it might not get too many, adamantium chainsaws cutting heads off, but, hey. All
right, let's move on here. We got a bunch more questions. We're talking about the New 52 stuff. Tiny Tim 31 on Twitter asks, "Hello, Governor." No, he says, which New 52 book? Tiny Tim.
I'm sorry, Tiny Tim. We will punch him repeatedly in the face after this podcast is over.
He asks, which New 52 book has the best art? And prior to the podcast, we were both talking, or all of us were talking about. Well, 3 of the 4 of us were talking about the amazing art on iVampire this year by Andrea Sorrentino, and how much we are excited for his run on Green Arrow. And so that would be my pick for best art of 2012 from DC, is iVampire. Incredible. Not very superhero-y, but I'm fine with that, and I'm fine with that on Green Arrow too, because I think Green Arrow can use a little darkening up in his ongoing series.
I don't remember who did the art, but whoever did the art in the Batgirl annual blew me away.
You really like that, huh?
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, let me look who that is.
And then, of course, I also really like J.H. Williams on Batwoman, and then Francis Manapul on Flash. Yeah.
I think for me, it has to be Yannicka Patrick on Swamp Thing. His art's been fucking fantastic.
Not necessarily my favorite book, but Justice League Dark, Miguel Sepulveda.
That guy's
blows me away.
He was on Stormwatch and Red Lantern.
Oh yeah, Red Lantern
going back and forth.
Yeah,
dude,
but it just seems
incredible.
It seems to me like his work in Red Lantern is just not up to par compared to what he does in Justice League Dark. So
I think it's pretty awesome and everything. The artist on the Batgirl Annual was Admira.
Just butcher it.
Wijadia. I'm not even going to pronounce attempt to actually pronounce that.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So
yes, really good.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we all like Jim Lee, and can't forget about what's his face on Green Lantern. He's been rocking it.
Doug Monkey.
Yeah, Doug Monkey. But he's been rocking it for like 10 years on that book, or not 10 years, but seems like a long time. So
I'm fine if he sticks around for another 10. So.
Keep.
It
rocking.
Seems like they're gonna. Yeah, they're just like attached at the hip between him and Jeff Johns,
which is great.
The biggest thing with the 52 and the art is that we've gotten at least consistent art all year round, and then when they do. Consistent for
some books,
but when we go and we maybe change an artist, it's not it hasn't been necessarily too drastic of a change. Like, was it Kono? Was it Kono that swapped with Patrick for Swamp Thing for a little while? But his art was virtually the same. And then even the in-between artist in Justice League, in Justice League between the two Jim Lee arcs wasn't too bad either. And then Daniels has been kicking butt on that since. So
my only issue with sort of artists changing definitely tends to be some of the mid-issue inker changes that you get into. Sometimes that can be a little weird going from one field to another just based on the inking of it.
Well, that can happen. All right. Wait, everyone get one?
What's that?
Yeah, we all going.
Yes, we did.
Who else?
But we still got to see. Was it Burnham? Chris Burnham? That guy is ill. I love him. I love his work.
He's been kicking ass on Batman Inc. for 3 years now. So yeah, if you can't have Frank Quietly, he's next in line.
Yeah,
like he's been doing such a good job.
He's your second tier.
He kind of has this like weird mix of Quietly and Derek Robertson. Is that right? Not Derek Robertson. He's the one that did all the funky stuff for like Exiles and.
You're talking like The Boys?
Huh?
I don't think that was Derek Robertson.
Not Derek Robinson. What's his name? Who did all that art for? He's doing what's it called right now? I think Happy.
Yeah, it's Derek Robertson.
Oh, okay.
He did Exiles.
Not Exiles. I'm mixing him up with someone else.
Okay,
There's too many artists to think of here.
Yes, I can see that.
But it's a mix between it's dark,
sure,
but it's cartoony.
Right.
I don't know. I can't get behind it because of that damn cow, but that's just me.
Dude, Batcow. Batcow's the best. Character of 2012, Batcow.
How can we not say that Batman Inc. isn't funny? Because Grant Morrison does so much fun shit in that. Yeah. That's a funny book, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he tries...
It can be.
Well, any book with Damien's a funny book.
That's true.
So Damien's awesome all the time. Yeah. Everyone that writes Damien, it's like they're like automatically great because Damien is such a great character and such a great dick. Everyone can just write him perfectly. So.
Yeah.
And they've done some really good stuff with him in the past year.
Yeah.
The finest arc, the last one, I didn't like his character in that.
I didn't mind his character in that, but when I think Damien, I still think of when he decided he was going to challenge all the other Robins to say, I'm going to take you down sometime. You won't see it. I love that.
Yeah. Battle of the Robins. It's too funny.
Well, we had a couple questions here, but they're kind of related, so I'll throw them in. We can answer them together. Since we didn't really talk about this last episode, since we're now officially in 2013, figure something to look forward. So from I get it. Am I crazy? Am I crazy on Twitter? He asks, which series, I'm assuming comic, are you most excited about for next year? And Yogi 254, because the other 253 were taken, asks, what comic movie are you most looking forward to next year? So, what are we looking forward to?
Didn't we answer those comic movie ones?
I think we answered the movie. I think we kind of, didn't we get a shout them out now? I mean, I think we did the movie ones a little bit, but a couple episodes ago. But
I think most of us are looking forward to Man of Steel.
Superman. Yeah. Yes.
Man of Steel and Thor 2 for me.
Yeah, Thor 2 is going to be fun.
Yeah. What else? Iron Man.
3.
Is Sin City apparently still on schedule? But I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. No, I think Man of Steel. Books, though. Actually, this week, really excited for the new Star Wars book by Brian Wood. I'm real curious what they're going to do with that. This is like, of course, not they're going to lose the license, but Dark Horse's first ongoing, like OG Star Wars series, and they lose the license. Wonderful. But I'm still excited. We'll get a year or two out of it.
I wouldn't necessarily say they lost the license, Bob.
Yes, I would. They are going to lose the license.
I mean, it seems to me like that's going to be the case because Disney just knows what kind of cash cow they got in Star Wars. Where all the Disney pictures I saw, like in the last fucking weekend, New Year's, is like everyone's wearing Stormtrooper gear and fucking Darth Vader. I'm like, damn, they got that shit out already? What?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've had that shit out forever because of Star Tours. You walk out of Star Tours and they already had all the little toys.
But it just seemed to me, I don't know, maybe I just paid more attention to it. Like now I'm driving a Prius around and I see more Priuses on the road. It's kind of like you fucking, what is that called?
How is driving a spaceship?
Huh? Dude, it does make cool ass sounds like when I'm in reverse, it'd be like, but then I go straight to the slow lane and just like wave at everybody because I'm the grandpa driving because I'm all about, it's not about the torque anymore. It's all about the gas, the gas savings and all that other bullshit. Anyways, sorry.
Well, I think we're all excited for the Man of Steel comic as well, of the movie. So, what do you mean? What?
I don't know, man. I'm cool with Superman. I'm cool off him. Like, I enjoyed what Jeff Johns did with him, before.
Scott Snyder and Jim Lee.
Yeah, I don't know. There's enough creative teams out there to fucking do something good with Superman, and no one has since fucking Jeff Johns has done with Action Comics. I'm Grant Morrison. Yes, he has done some cool ass shit.
I was just about to say.
Grant Morrison has done some cool ass shit, but that's not really Superman. It's kind of more the brand of Superman and not really Clark Kent or Kal-El. He just kind of did his own thing, and I appreciate it for what it is. But I'm not going to say it's not going to stand out in the test of time as being Clark Kent, as being Kal-El, as going to be Superman. It's not the canon shit. Like Action Comics was, to me at least.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, for me, it's Superior Spider-Man. I'm excited to at least check out. I have no clue what the book's going to be like, but that's kind of why I'm excited for it. Green Arrow, just because creative change. I'm kind of counting on that book blowing me away.
Yes. Oh, Sandman. Before Sandman.
Do we have any kind of firm date for that yet?
It's supposed to be. I thought it was this summer.
Yeah,
this summer. Okay. This fall.
I just wait till the first one comes in the shop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for me, I'm kind of looking forward to
talking louder on the mic.
Shut your face! Why don't you just turn me up?
I am
jerk.
Well, someone has to be the quiet guy. Like usually, it's like, no, it's not Toby. Yeah, it is you, huh?
Me?
Yeah,
I guess.
Okay.
No, Toby's quiet until you get him going.
Yeah,
and then it's louder. So, I guess for me, it's more of I'm looking forward to that Justice League of America book, just to kind of see different dynamic of a team. You know,
I am perfectly fine with Johns being the Bendis of DC. And
yeah,
just doing like, cool. I take your two top teams, and now I'm doing them forever. So I'll take 10 years of Johns writing JLA. Sure, why not?
I think it'll be interesting to see Katana and Catwoman on the same team, because that's going to be like a really interesting. You know, Katana's just going to be talking her fucking sword the whole time, and Catwoman's going to say, it's like, what the fuck, this crazy bitch.
Hey, man,
I'm going to steal that shit from her.
I'm excited for Vibe. I want to see what they can do with them. I'm really excited because if they can do something with them and not be stupid. So,
to me, it just comes down to that general faith in Johns I have. I almost kind of feel like you could give Johns any character and I'd enjoy it. So,
yep. Speedball.
Why not?
I'm actually really enjoying where Aquaman's going.
I would allow that. Yeah. I would allow him to go to Marvel if he wrote the new one.
Why did you have to even say that?
I would allow
he hasn't
that.
said.
I wanted the weird jizz in his pants sound effect.
Like 3 episodes where he hasn't brought up shit about New Warriors.
Actually, I'm going to bring him up here in just a second because someone else asked about him.
All right, so before you do that, Aquaman, I think I'm really excited about this new guy that is filling in some big shoes. Paul Pelletier. He's going to be the regular ongoing, right? That guy's sick. I'm impressed with the direction. Having another guy, bringing forward Ocean Master, who's always been, a major, enemy for Aquaman in his rogue gallery. Obviously, Black Manta, I love him to death. But it's cool to see some change there because Black Manta has always been kind of like that guy for the last 2 years. What else? Definitely anything Hickman. Everything he's put out so far, I've been really impressed on, and I really like how he's continuing the threads with what is it, Black
Illuminati.
Panther? Yes, Black Panther and Reed and the Illuminati. That's fucking cool to sell. I just it's great to see stories not go away and then they do continue. It's like, this is the way it should be. What else?
I'm looking forward to the return of Peter Parker. Oh, my bad. Sorry, that was a spoiler.
Really?
How is that a spoiler?
It was a joke. It was a bad joke.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Did they announce one issue he'd be in?
That was a flashback issue, right?
I don't know. I just remember they announced like Peter Parker was going to be in an issue of something or other way back when, but not as Spider-Man.
His dominance takes over.
I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, Nightwing has just been a solid book for me, and I'm loving. It's just consistent. It's not super good. It's not mediocre. It's like right in the middle. It's something that is always in.
It's entertaining.
My reads. No, it's great. Yeah. I like it, and it's cool. I like that it's still the same creative team too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Nightwing, but I've enjoyed visiting Nightwing with like the Court of Owls and the Night of Owls, and like coming into that book. It's not too jarring, and I can see why people enjoy the book. So
yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Part of the reason I really like with Omar on just how they're doing with the Nightwing book is the fact that they've always sort of struggled with if you have Nightwing in Gotham, how do you make it sort of like his own? And they've done that with sort of Haley Circus and everything. They're doing a good job on sort of making him carve out his own little part of Gotham.
True that, champ.
Now, are any of us looking forward to the Trinity War?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whenever it comes out, sure. If it's coming out this time, then
it's like DC's version of Ultron War or something, or Age of Ultron.
For the record, if you ask me, are you excited about blank book that Johns is writing? The answer will be yes.
Yes.
All around yes.
All right, I got like 3 more here. Let's wrap these up so we can move on. One comes... Actually, you know what? Let's save that for later. Let's do these. This is from Ocularis. This is a quick one. He asks, for everyone, what superhero is your favorite to buy statues, figures, and or busts of? I have 2, because I just recently sorted all my collection. Moved all my stuff around. I have 2 that I have a large collection of, one being Nova, due to his prominence over the last few years, they made a fuckload of Nova stuff. And the other somehow became Firestorm. I have like 20 Firestorm action figures.
What?
I don't know why. I just keep buying them. They're like, this is cool. So I keep buying them.
That's awesome.
So yeah. Ronnie Raymond only. Sorry, I'm kind of racist. But no, actually, that's not true. I have a couple of Jason Rush figures. So mostly Ronnie Raymond now. OG Firestorm. He's the best. Anyone else?
Ryan already knows my answers.
Green Lantern.
He could just answer for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the last...
Like, you don't really collect any specific character, huh? Do you?
Well, I mean,
I never got that.
It's been like everything kind of like DC, but I mean, obviously what got me in 2009 was Blackest Night. So, the majority of my collection that I have on my shelves all like Green Lantern. But I do really enjoy more so than others. I don't mind having duplicates up as Batman, just because, especially with the way DC Direct has allowed, the different artists' sculpts to really reflect all the Ethan Van Sciver shit. I eat that up, eat that to death. Shane Davis versions of Batman are sick too. Yeah.
Death?
Yeah, I was gonna say Sandman.
Like, probably...
Sandman would be... Well, actually, Sandman-related stuff would be my number one if you combine them all together, but... superhero, quote unquote.
Yes, for me, superheroes. I mean, Starfire.
Yeah,
I have a bust and a statue, but I mean, it just depends on the figure, I guess.
Yeah,
Starfire, huh? Have you busted on the bust?
I did not get that last bust, but that bust was very, very busty.
All right, we got one more here from PX Bart on Twitter. Who asked me the next question about animals, but I was just poking fun at him. Sorry, Bart. He asks, how about this one? What do you find to be the best gateway drug for getting people into comics? Is it movies, live action shows, video games, HeroClix?
HeroClix.
The correct answer is comic books. People will go see the movies and play the video games and all this shit, and they'll never read a comic book. You have to put them in their hand. You have to give them trade paperbacks to single issue comics. I mean, you could kind of... Oh, you liked that Walking Dead show? Here's a comic book. But really, you have to give them the comic book because they're not going to go look for it themselves. So,
yeah, I don't know. We've had tend to.
What?
Go ahead.
What would your gateway drug be then? If it's the actual comic book, what would your gateway drug be? What comic book are you giving to people that says that's going to hook them?
That doesn't answer PX Bart's question. No, I'm going to stick with my answer, which is HeroClix, because I have actual evidence to prove that. I mean, in the last year, there has been about half of the guys that are gamers, and quite a few of them, actually 5 of them, I think they have boxes now. They have bins here with Ryan.
Yeah, you get them into a comic store, and they're surrounded by comic books, and so they pick up the comic books.
But also, we're playing the HeroClix, and they turn around the card, and they're curious about what this character, where it comes from, where they originated. And I'm like, dude, and then you pull, like, to your point, yeah, when you're in a comic store, we can pull up the actual issue and say, dude, check this shit out, and then just open it, have them read it. Holy crap. Hooked on Punisher. Javier, is like all over it now. So, but that really started, I think, with the Incredible Hulk HeroClix, when he had the interchangeable Punishers from like Sniper, Close Combat, the melee version. And so, yes, that's my answer.
All right, there you go.
So nobody's going to answer what's your comic book drug of choice to give somebody? I mean, I know it varies by person.
Well, it depends on the person, depends on what they like. I mean, there's no answer. There's no one answer.
There sort of is. I mean,
Watchmen, Walking Dead, Bones, Scott Pilgrim, Batman. I mean,
But I'm actually thinking more along the lines of like the teaser at the end of Avengers, the amount of people who immediately wanted to find out who was that guy because they didn't have the information. They didn't know. I kind of feel like not necessarily a movie about Thanos makes people go look for information about Thanos, but seeing Thanos there, not knowing who he was, made people want to go find information about Thanos.
Well, it's Michonne and Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Had the same sort of effect.
Those are 2 good answers.
Yeah.
So you just need the teaser and then let people go hunt it down to figure out what it is.
All right. Well, there's a bunch of other stuff to read here. Maybe if I have time at the end, we'll talk. But I don't think we will. Because we're going to talk about our top lists of... more top lists of 2012. However, this is the... as many people that listen to this podcast, we record in a comic book store, and I own the store, and 2 of the people sitting at this table work here, and one of them might as well work here. And so this is a business, after all, and we sell comic books. And one of the things we do is we track all the comic books we sold. So I have our top 100 lists on our site, but I'm not going to go through the top 100. But I will read you the top 10 books by quantity sold in the year 2012. Probably no real surprises here, but still interesting anyway. And then maybe I'll scroll down as we're talking and see some interesting stuff. Number 1, With a Bullet, Walking Dead number 100. Man, because of all the covers, did we sell a lot of those. Some of these numbers aren't exactly 100% accurate to the amount that we sold, only because I can't track all the variant covers with them. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. With a lot of the Marvel Now ones, the tracking the variants is a little bit harder. So some of these numbers and positions may be off by a little bit, but at least the first 3 or 4 are pretty consistent. And I don't think there's going to be too much deviation here. Number 2, a very, very strong showing, was Avengers vs. X-Men number 1. Clearly because of the variants and everything. It just normally, even without the variants, we sold a major crap ton of those things.
Does that count the one? Isn't that one of the ones you gave out also?
No. No, didn't give it out. The one I gave out this year that was on this list, that would have been number 2 on this list, was Before Watchmen Minutemen, which I actually gave out for free less copies than sold of Walking Dead number 100.
I thought at the launch party for AVX you were doing with purchase or something on that.
Nope. Of Avengers vs. X-Men number 1? Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so.
There was one of the launch parties where you were doing that.
We were giving away Walking Dead trade number 1 to the first 25 people.
No, I'm talking about an actual issue with purchase. And if I recall, it was AVX because of all the variants and incentives that they gave you kind of allowed you to do that.
Did I? Well, if I did, it wouldn't be on this list then. Well, I still sold a ton even on top of that. So, no, it was... No, maybe you're right. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's number 2 on the list anyway. There we go. Number 3 is Avengers vs. X-Men number 3. So number 2 didn't quite make it. Apparently people weren't as interested in number 2. Number 4, Justice League number 5. Why 5? I don't know. You got me. That must have been the first issue that came out that year, huh? September, October, November. So 5 must have been the first issue.
Was that also the end of the first arc, or was that
6?
Yeah, 6 was the end of the first arc. Yeah.
I just remember it then went 2 fill-in issues and then into the next.
Number 5 is Batman number 14. It would have been Batman 13 if I was able to reorder some, but Batman 14 being the second part of the Death of the Family. 13 would have been there easy had I been able to get more. I just couldn't. Number 6, AVX Avengers vs. X-Men number 2. Number 7 is actually 4-way tie, so let's round up our top 10. With Batman 10, Batman 11, Justice League 6, and Justice League 8. So, number 7 being the Green Arrow fill-in issue, which comes in a little bit lower. But I'm looking down my list. It's Batman, AVX, Justice League, Batman, Justice League, Batman, Batman. It's just the whole list is that. You don't start seeing other stuff. Action Comics at 30, Earth 2 number 1 at 37. There's a couple interesting things. Batgirl number 14, number 43. That's her top listing there. Charlie, I know, was sad to see it so low, but it's still a really strong seller. Green Lantern number 5 at number 44.
What?
But then there's a string of Green Lantern all in a row. Just it all just sits right there together. Saga number 1 at 56. I mean, I knew people that had Saga that were number 1. We sold a lot of them. I sold a damn lot of them, but I mean, compared to those other books, I mean, just nothing close. And then you start to mix up. One of my surprises was Uncanny Avengers number 1 came in at 63. I was really surprised that we did not sell more of those. I thought that was going to be big. We've had a lot of success overall with the Marvel Now series, but it capped much, much lower than what AVX did and other things. Mm-hmm. Before Watchmen Silk Spectre being the highest of the number 1 of the Before Watchmen issues, except the one I gave away. Aquaman coming in at number 69. Some Swamp Thing rolling out the top 10. Saga number 2. A lot of Batgirl down. Batman and Robin. I mean, Batman owns half this chart. It's not even funny. So, some good numbers on here. But then if you want to see a very different list, actually, it's still very, very... People say, why are you so DC, heavy? And I'm like, well, this is what we sell, all right? We sell a crap load of DC stuff here. Our top 10, actually, it ends up being our top 12 because of some ties here, but our top list for 2012 for trade paperbacks. Again, number 1 with a bullet, Batman Earth 1 hardcover, the Jeff Johns, Gary Frank graphic novel. Number 2, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen Century, number 3. Number 3, Superman Earth 2, Volume 2. This one comes in at 4, but I want to give a shout out for volume spot number 12, which is tied for volume 1 and 3 of this. And again, 1 would have been higher if we had it in stock more often when it came out. And that's Avatar: The Last Airbender. We sold a lot of those Avatar trades from Dark Horse, a whole lot. Volumes 1, 2, and 3 all taken up in the top 12 spots.
And they're doing a library edition.
Oh, and they're doing a whole lot more of Avatar trades because I think that sold really well for everyone.
Well, library edition hardcover.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna be beautiful. Tied for number 4 with Avatar is actually the Batman Black Mirror hardcover. There's a lot of people picking that up because
for good reason.
Yep.
It's
a lot of people picking that up because of Scott Snyder. Saga. Again, I would have been higher if I had more copies in stock, but that thing was hard to keep in stock for a little while. Number 6, Batman hardcover, Court of Owls. That's number 7. And you got a kind of 4-way tie here for number 8. Fables Volume 17, that's the new one. Fables War for the Heartland, that's the original graphic novel. Flux Mentallo, Morrison Sells. Then Justice League Volume 1 hardcover. So I have 1 Marvel trade in the entire top 100. And it's the Infinity Gauntlet trade.
What number is it at?
Tied for 26th.
I'm sure
it's a good trade.
I'm sure a bunch of the Clixers were responsible for that.
Yeah.
Because I know you had that out there. You had the whole Infinity Gauntlet thing out there, and it was also perfect timing because it was
after Avengers.
It was during the movie, and it was also during the what is it?
Galactic Guardian set.
Yeah, that's right.
Tied for 18, along with Batman, Hush, and Watchmen, 2 of the most popular trade paperbacks of all time. Animal Man Volume 1 from New 52. Yeah, there it is.
Cool.
It's funny, not a lot of Walking Dead in my top. Our Walking Dead trade numbers have actually really fallen off this year, and I don't know if it's just because everyone's already got them or what. They're all on here, just not as high as I would have expected. And I think
do you think that's due to the compendium sales?
We sold a decent amount of the compendiums, but I think a lot of it's just. Volume 1, Volume 16, they're tied for 12th place along with the Avatars on the Dark Knight Returns trade. So, they're still really strong sellers. They're just not, I'm not blowing out I was blowing out a copy of Walking Dead 1 or 2 a day. Wow. I think people own them now, so those numbers are down. A lot of Morning Glories on here, a lot of Invincible on here. Nice to see the Beast of Burden hardcover on here. That's from Dark Horse. That's from Jill Thompson. That's cool to see up there. A lot of Green Lantern still. Blackest Night, that's still on here. Chase from DC, written by a local guy. He's one of our customers. Good to see that on here, too. Lock and Key.
That's a great trade.
Yeah. Prophet, that's on here. A lot of Sandman. Yeah, I think every Walking Dead's on here. Atomic Robo, that's been picking up a lot of steam for us. That's on here. A lot of ties.
Have you thanked Marshall for that?
I have. Damn.
That was the only book. I remember when Marshall started here, and that was the only book that he was trying to pimp.
Yeah. A lot of the TMNT series, Serenity, Sailor Moon, Kingdom Come, Girl Genius. I'm sorry. FF by Jonathan Hickman, FF by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 2. How is that on here? Of all the Fantastic Four, why is FF in Volume 2?
It's fucking incredible. All of his shit's good. That was a fun book.
FF
Power Pack, baby.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So yeah, some
want
interesting stuff.
It'll come.
There's some interesting.
I have it digitally though.
Oh, there definitely will. There'll definitely be an omnibus. Now comparing that to Diamond sales charts, which I just have their top 10 lists here. Marvel beat out DC by a little bit, a couple percents here and there, by less than 1% when it comes to unit share, which is, the big, that's the actual amount of books sold. Image is a real strong showing. IDW pushing 4th place, Dark Horse in 5th. Everyone's doing pretty good this year. They were up sales over last year, which our in-store sales were up over last year, which is great because last year was a pretty banner year. So their list is a little bit different than ours. Walking Dead 100 being number 1 still. Uncanny Avengers at 2. AVX rolling on most of the list except for Amazing Spider-Man and Avengers number 1. A lot of those numbers are variant sale driven and everything like that, and then giant incentive discounts. Basically, there's no reason to not order a ton. Of their top 10 trades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the top 10 are Walking Dead volumes, along with League, Extraordinary Gentleman, Batman, Court of Owls, and Batman Earth 1. So, except for Walking Dead being that high, I mean, those are some of our top sellers too. So, everything in there
I admit, I was a little surprised to see League in there.
It's a really strong selling book. I mean, it'd be stupid of them to not do more. I wish it was one graphic novel instead of like 3 novelettes, but still. So sales chart shit. I don't know if anyone's interested, but there you go. We sell comic books. That's what we sell. So when you start to get past those big sellers, the problem is they kind of dominate these lists. Charlie was going to help me try to do something, but I don't know if we can do it, where I can actually do total sales of a series, including variant covers throughout the course of the year. And rank them by series instead of specific issue numbers. And if we can find a way to do that with our point-of-sale system, I'll redo that list. And I guarantee you Marvel will be on top for most of those volumes because they're obviously very strong variant sales. So we'll see. A lot of Marvel Now stuff on there, probably. There we go.
Can we talk about Young Justice now?
I was actually just about to say, Brock, time for you to check out. It's good to have you on. No, we're not going to talk about Young Justice first.
Fine.
So we're going to talk about Green Lantern
Steampunk
first.
Lantern.
The Steam Lantern.
The correct answer is Steam Lantern. The more correct answer is Steaming Pile of Shit Lantern.
I disagree.
Hey, did they make the brown ring again?
So, Young Justice and Green Lantern back on. Glad to see him back on, but maybe I should have taken another week off.
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
No, wait. Okay, you can say what you want, but fucking that little Amethyst short was way better. That shit was so good, wasn't it?
Okay, hold on. Let's start with the Amethyst short, okay?
Do you think it will boost your sales?
You have.
That made me want to buy the comic. That made me want to come back and buy that fucking Aaron Lopresti book.
They have redone Amethyst on their little short as a mix of Captain N and Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sold. Sold. Captain N, Sailor Moon. I'm not going to say Sailor Moon's one of my favorite things. My girlfriend's a huge fan. Captain N, done. Female Captain N, done. Let's make this happen, DC. You've sold your Amethyst book. Let's do it. I will sell this for you, okay? Yeah. Amethyst, Captain N, trapped into a video game world. Done. Awesome. Amazing. That was hilarious. I really want to see more of that.
Yeah, I'm sure that was totally... I mean, I don't know, but it really felt. I mean, this is after seeing what's that fucking Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah.
You know, that little chick. She felt. What was her name? That little girl.
Yeah.
The glitch.
Yeah, the glitch girl. Yeah.
Well, this is totally Sailor Moon, right? She does the whole transformation. She, a complete Sailor Moon, but the whole drop into the video game. I mean, if you go look at the opening credits for Captain N, like they copied some of the whole suction in that animation.
Did they?
Yeah, it's totally what that is. So, yes. Captain N.
Was Mother Brain in there?
Oh, if only. Oh, Mother Brain's the best. I'll get you, Captain N. I can't do it. I could do Kid Icarus, though, but I won't. My avatar on the forums is the Eggplant Wizard from Captain N. God, Eggplant Wizard's so awesome. Anyway, yes, Eggplant Wizard. You know the fucking Eggplant Wizard?
No.
Captain N? You know Captain N?
Nope.
What? You don't know Captain N?
I don't know Captain N.
You're referencing it, and it kind of has a little haziness.
Captain Nintendo is the kid that gets sucked into the Nintendo. He's out there with the super gay Simon Belmont, Castlevania. He's got the power pad on his. He's got the power controller on his. On his belt, and he pauses, and he's got his little dog, and he's got to rescue generic princess, whatever. She has no real name. She's just a generic princess. Yeah, and it's got Mega Man, Mega Hi Charlie, Mega Man and Kid Icarus, who says Icarus at the end of everything. Helpicus, I'm trapped in Mother Brain's Worldicus. No,
somehow I missed this.
What? Oh
Sounds
my
like
god,
something you'd eat up though, Charlie.
It's fantastic. Yeah. This Game Boy flying around, although Game Boy was pretty terrible, but it's so good. I mean, it's not good, but it's so good. Anyway. Steam Lantern.
See, okay. I'm just like. Some of this description sounds almost exactly like Adventure Time.
Yeah. So they brought back DC Nation. They brought back Green Lantern and Young Justice, which I'm totally stoked for, by the way. I'm so happy they're back.
You just fight the urge to sound like it?
No. I'm really happy they're back. But the Green Lantern episode they started with was, except for maybe the pilot, the worst episode they've had in the show so far. Easily, no question asked. Now, there's some cool stuff. You kind of get a little Anti-Monitor in there. You have a definite Alan Scott reference, which I thought was pretty cool.
A little multiverse in there.
Right? But the whole, I mean, I don't hate the literary subgenre of steampunk, but maybe I do now.
You definitely do.
Because this was the most just cliched to the max, terrible British accents. Some reason this Victorian era Earth is an alternate dimension version of Biot. Like, what? Like, why is this planet here? Like, why is a steam lantern planet here? And the guy looked okay. It kind of reminded me of, like, Iron Giant. It's kind of got that feel to it. And the character was fine, but, man, the villain was ridiculous, and the whole thing was just cheesy.
What was the villain's name?
I have no idea. But
he didn't have a supervillain name. He was just that guy.
So what? So he's got this element called hard to findium. Is this supposed to be a playoff on Avatar with the what the hell is it, the whatever that thing they have is, the unobtainium? I mean, is that what this is? Like, hard to findium? No, shut up. This is ridiculous.
Tend to nitpick that much. If they
it's for kids.
It's like this episode would have been like the end of the last episode was like, holy shit, the Anti-Monitor just punched Hal Jordan into another Earth, and then like this episode just started with him like, okay, now I'm back, and we just doesn't matter where I was. Now I'm back, so I can just edit this out of my collection and not have to deal with this episode. He just magically reappears, and now it's done.
But to show like Hal Jordan like come through where he's like, end of the bat, and I have no more power left, but his will is so strong that he's able to open up the world.
That's every Green Lantern story. So.
Fine. I think it's still cool. I fall for it every time.
And now this bullshit unobtainium planet or whatever is in our universe? Whoa, yes. Hal. You just brought, like, Ceti Alpha 5 and into the sun of Biot. And, like, what? Okay, let's put this nice, peaceful planet of Victorian-era people next to the graveyard of the Manhunters. What are you thinking?
Well, you're going to be happy when they're all killed off.
Yeah. Is it going to be like Ceti Alpha 6, Ceti Alpha 5 action where one of them's going to blow up?
See, his choices were either bring it over into our universe.
It's steampunk. Let them die.
But you had an Alan Scott reference in there.
I've always said steampunk, and I as well. Okay, I can never forgive them for the death of my son. Go ahead.
You had an Alan Scott reference in there.
Not worth it.
I was perfectly fine with this episode.
It was pretty bad. Okay, now let's talk about Young Justice. And I got shit to complain about Young Justice, too.
Oh, God.
And now Omar's going to be on my side again.
What a fantastic episode.
It was so good.
Young Justice was badass. However, I just got to bitch about one thing. And just for one thing. And it's not whatever.
Two.
So the villain, we get revealed the big bad villain of the series, the people behind Ra's al Ghul and the Joker and Lex Luthor and G. Goody Godfrey. What the fuck's his name? G.
Godfrey?
Whatever his name is.
Goddamn G guy.
Yes, that goddamn G guy. G. Gordon Godfrey. There you go. The big bad is not Darkseid like it should be, but the Reach, the crappy Blue Beetle villains, and some fake version of the Black Beetle. What?
I don't know. They did work, though, in New Guardians, which is a book that if you were up to date with books, you would appreciate the Reach a little more.
Yeah, they're okay.
That was good.
They're fine.
I guess maybe I blanked out during part of this. Like, I know they're involved. I know the Reach are a player in all this, but
in the last episode, it was like, let's take you to meet our masters. And then there were the Reach. It's like, all right.
No one runs things but Lex Luthor. I'm sorry. It's Lex Luthor and Joker pulling the strings behind everything.
Sure, if this is some double fake out, like, that's fine.
It's Brainiac 5. Come on.
I'm just not convinced that the Reach are the final big bad, but just another piece in the.
Yeah, that's fine. If that's the case, that's fine.
Yeah, you have to undo the layers, Ryan.
But anyway. That aside,
hey, who was that girl with blonde hair?
What a badass fight!
Was that who's Wonder Girl right now?
Cassie Sandsmark. That her name is?
Oh no, they already have Wonder Girl.
Yeah, she's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's that blonde haired girl that was the meta they collected? when Robin and Barbara, they were like, they went into
those
the
weren't
pods.
Superheroes.
Oh, those weren't superheroes?
Those are just regular kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They were experimenting with potential metas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are just regular kids in there.
Trying to transfer meta powers and
fine.
all that.
So maybe that is Stephanie Brown then.
Ah, Jesus. What? Really? Oh, that blonde girl?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't know. She was the most prominent character. You know that there's a little seed there or something.
Yeah, they didn't name her. She could be. What's about Mal being like a big part of the show all of a sudden? I don't know. That's weird. I never a big Mal fan. Like Bumblebee's cool, but Mal, whatever. He never did anything for me. Anyway, Barbara, you were all up on Barbara in this episode.
I was.
She rocked.
I just loved that they were cruising around, looking all super cool, doing their flips and throwing their smoke cloud bombs and their explosives from their utility. Both had utility belts strapped around their fucking their waist or their fucking chest, whatever the fuck. I was stoked off that. I was stoked off, them using, was it Miss Martian as like the comic? It's like the animation version of like Zatanna as just like totally abusing her powers and just fucking people up.
Well, they've been building that up since they brought it back that she's out of control and finally overstepped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a good episode. So, like the Reach thing, it's just like, if they introduce him as like another piece of the puzzle or whatever, sure, that's fine. But I took this to be like they're the big bad, and
just enjoy the show.
I am. No, it's great. It's great. I'm super excited for Green Lantern too next week. So, because I really want to find out what happened.
I just really want to get to the Blue Lanterns.
Yeah, that's coming, right? Like,
yeah, they keep
is
showing.
Is that next week or is that 2 weeks?
Is it the Blue Lanterns or is it going to be the Orange Lanterns first?
I don't know, but every time they show like coming up on Green Lantern, they show like 2 Blue Lanterns that they haven't shown so far.
Oh
so
shit!
Yeah, that should be good. What happened to Razor, the Red Lantern guy? What happened to him at the end? Did he go off? I can't remember.
He took all of Atrocitus's power, so he became like the head of the Red Lanterns or whatever.
But I'm trying to remember where they left him off. Because it's been so long.
Yeah,
he's on the Manhunter planet.
I'm gonna have to double check that because I remember them mentioning him when they saved Aya.
Yeah.
But he went back to save her, right? Because it's like his lost love.
Yeah. But then he took off. So because I was trying to think like what happened to him. I can't remember.
Yeah,
he was cool though.
I don't know. I like Tomar Ray. He's a good replacement.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I totally forgot. That's great. If Tomar Ray's the replacement, that's awesome. Like that's fine. Like Razor's cool, but Tomar Ray's legit. So.
And in HeroClix, Tomar Ray, if you play him, you play him, and then for every other character that you have on your force that has a Green Lantern, you add +1 to your initiative roll, which pretty much means you get map control. Fucking bananas! I love it.
Yes.
You got to own that piece.
Tomar Ray is great. Yeah,
I just want to own all the Lantern pieces, all of them.
What else are you gonna? I mean, this is it, right, for Green Lantern and Young Justice. So, from everything we've heard. There's no more. This is the last season, or last half season, or whatever.
See, this is me already looking for when the season ends, they need to announce a Blu-ray set.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to come. Guaranteed.
It has to.
Well, Green Lantern, I don't know what... Although there was some stuff in the Steam Lantern one that were pretty weak. But they're not messing around with the animation in that show. Like, it has gotten leaps and bounds better from that pilot. I thought the animation in the pilot was really weak, but I'm real happy to see that they've...
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there were certain time crunches involved, since a lot of my understanding of sort of that graphic style is once you get certain elements down, it's really easy to reproduce them.
Possibly, yeah. Makes sense. All right. Anything else?
Charlie came in last Friday for our second No Man's Land tournament. Showed up out of nowhere. No, I knew he was coming, but he came alone. He didn't bring his Infinite Long Box posse. I was hoping to see the guys, but he came in and just owned everybody. Like owned everybody. Did you just like wipe out everybody's point? Did you beat like every person for full points?
Well, no. The first game I wiped out for full points. The second and third game, I lost the same pieces. I lost Omak and Dove on both of those, but still had Void and Batman left at the end.
You played it smart. Those are the tie-up pieces right there.
Yep.
Yeah. And he won the big award was the Helena Batgirl, which is super cool. It's almost like Lamppost Batman. That's like one of the top, most coveted Batman pieces, but she's only 62 points versus 120, which is incredible.
So I wasn't exactly clear on this. So who took the map point?
Who took the map?
Because it was GCPD, the first event. Who was on the second event?
It should have been Batman. I think they miscalculated, but I'll go back there and look. I think we might have put Two-Face up for now, but yeah, I'll change it.
Damn you, Two-Face. Damn you, Harvey.
So I was going to say, were the rest of the Batman players just not getting any points, or what happened?
No, I think you guys should have won. Yeah. Mainly because of you.
Way to go, Charlie. You're the best.
Yay.
Hopefully that brings him back more often, because we like Charlie.
Was there another question you wanted to say for the end?
No, we're good. If there's anything we could do next week. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I actually did catch up over the Christmas break and finish all our Walking Deads, too, so we should, before the new season starts, or the second half starts, we should talk some Walking Dead maybe
before mid-February.
Next week or something, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll do that. So.
Oh, yeah.
If you could get caught up with Justified, man, you need to get caught up with that show.
Sorry, I don't watch real shows.
Is that a show about Justin Timberlake?
No, Justified? It's with Timothy Olyphant?
No, I don't know.
Isn't that the Blue Lantern?
Olyphant. On that note.
No? Okay. No? Okay.
Boy.
Okay. In case people don't know, there's a Blue Lantern that's an elephant. So,
which I don't have the figure for.
I don't remember that guy's name.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
All right. That piece. He's cool.
All right. Blue elephants aside. This has been another episode of the Comic Conspiracy Podcast. If you like this episode and you want to listen to it again or any of our other episodes, you can go to www.geekbox.net or comicsconspiracy.biz. We post them on there too. You can go to forums.geekbox.net where you can talk to us about comic books and video games and movies and everything random. And you can talk about this episode on there as well. We all have random sites. Go visit conspiratorbrock.com for his blog. Comics and Decine, that is Omar's website. The Infinite Long Box podcast, that's Charlie's other podcast. So you can go, is that still on Libsyn?
Yep.
And iTunes. You can go get it on there. Let's see. We're all on the Twitter. I'm Ryan Higgins Ryan. Brock Sager. Comics and Decine is Omar.
Yeah.
Toby XI is Toby. Larson Bryce is Bryce Larson. If you want to add Bryce too. Insanity in Chaos is Charlie. So go do that. Digital Comics, still selling those things at digital.
How were our digital sales this year?
Good. I mean, very small portion of our overall sales, but I like money, so I'm glad to have it. Digital.
I wish those digital sales would last longer, so I can mention it when I love something currently on sale on the podcast and actually have it go up while it's still on sale.
I should actually say that if you don't read our Twitter or you don't know exactly when these go on, Marvel always has a sale on Friday. There's always some sort of sale on the forum or on the site. Either Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It kind of varies, but if you go on the weekend, there's always some sort of sale, 99 cents. I think today they had Daredevil. Yeah.
Which included like the first 10 issues or something of the Wade run and stuff.
Yes. So there's a pretty good amount of stuff that gets randomly thrown around those. So if you like digital comics, go check those out. You can email us, thecomicconspiracy@geekbox.net. And that's probably it.
Please send tons of steampunk attire and things to Ryan here at the store.
If you like wasting money, you can go ahead and do that. So.
I just picture he'll collect it all up after about a month, and then we'll have like the burning party.
Burn the.
I'll throw it on a Steam stack. That's what I'll do. All right. We're going to go ahead and stop this episode. We'll catch everyone next week.